Happy Friday. Who's ready for the weekend? Hopefully you didn't put away your swimsuit and tank tops yet. I think our pool is one of the last that's still open. Yeah, October 9th. Probably talking about our last 80-degree temperature of the season, though some places could do it again on Sunday. We're talking about some much needed rain, where to see some hawks and fall colors, and of course, Hurricane Delta. Well, first and foremost, we've got to talk about Hurricane Delta, a Category 3 storm this morning with 120 mile per hour sustained winds around the eye wall. It will weaken probably just slightly before making landfall here along the Louisiana coastline, but it is close enough where it is being picked up by the radar stations in Texas and Louisiana. You can see those bands of showers and even the northern part of the eye wall being seen here on the radar imagery there. So again, Category 3 storm right now, 120 mile per hour sustained winds. Of course, gusts are even higher, and is going to be making landfall pretty much just slight changes in the track here over the week, but pretty much right where it's been expected to go, which is that western coastline of Louisiana here. The actual eye wall making landfall later this evening, but they're already seeing the rain and winds will just increase through the day. And of course, storm surge is always a big issue. And of course, we know with coastal Louisiana, much of the coastline is only a few feet above sea level. So this 7 to 11 foot storm surge just south of Vermilion Bay and between Lake Charles and east, that's going to inundate a large part of that outer part of Louisiana with the water when we look at the heavy rainfall, as well as that storm surge as it makes its landfall. But they are going to see a ton of rain out of this. Always the case with these tropical systems, but upwards of 6 to 10 inches of rain will fall as well, with a large swath of area there across Louisiana. And again, eye wall here, you're looking at the winds making landfall right at about maybe 6-7 o'clock this evening. In our area, we are seeing more smoke in the skies. Maybe you saw that sunrise, another pretty sunrise, but this time most of the smoke is coming from northern Colorado fires. You can see these bright spots here. Satellite imagery, those are some large fires there in northern Colorado. That smoke sneaking in the overnight hours and creating some of those hazy conditions that we're seeing here this morning and probably through the day today. But we're also talking about some much needed rainfall coming finally. It looks like Sunday night. We're going to see showers, even some thunderstorms pop up in the eastern part of the Dakotas, western Minnesota. This is Sunday evening, so about 7-8 o'clock. Dry during the day here in the metro Sunday, but by the after dark hours here, we're talking about probably about 10, 11, maybe midnight. We'll see showers, maybe even some rumbles of thunder come through. And it's all out of here by probably 6, 7 a.m. And the models agree here on a very nice rainfall of a ½ inch to maybe an inch of rain. This is the European model, gives us about 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. But as we look at all the other models, similar scenario here. The American model, same thing. Canadian model, similar scenario too, maybe a little further north with the heaviest rain, but still a ½ inch of rain. So we definitely need that. It has been very dry around here. 80s widespread across southern Minnesota for highs today. Probably our last 80s of the season. Pretty hard to do later on in the month. 90s across Nebraska. And then as we head into tomorrow, it's going to be slightly cooler. We're talking about high temperatures that are probably going to be in the 60s, but then back into the 70s here, maybe even some 80s again out west on Sunday before things really cool off more. 60s Monday, and then as we head into Tuesday, just around 60. And by the end of the week, we're looking at some very chilly high temperatures, maybe just 30s and 40s across Minnesota. So hunker down for some of that authentic fall weather that we're going to be seeing. But the big story, of course, is the rain. We need that Sunday night, and kind of ideal. It's coming mostly in the overnight hours. Of course, it's a good weekend to check out some fall colors. Now, northern Minnesota is getting a little past peak, but still a good time because of mainly the weather conditions to head up to Hawk Ridge up around Duluth to see not the songbirds migrating, but birds of prey, those large raptor species. Here's Bird Chick with more.
Hello, this is Sharon Steitler, the Bird Chick, and I am coming to you from Hawk Ridge. I'm up here the first week in October because it's my favorite time to visit Hawk Ridge. A lot of people like to come to this area in Duluth, Minnesota in mid-September when there are tens of thousands of broad-winged hawks flying over. I personally prefer to come in October because you get more variety of hawks and they're also bigger and sexier. We've had several bald eagles today. We've had 2 golden eagles, and we've had 4 of my all-time favorite Minnesota raptor, the northern goshawk, on top of the hundreds of sharp-shinned hawks that fly over. We've even had a few cool passerines or songbirds. The big star of the day for me was seeing a black-billed magpie fly over. How many of us knew there were magpies in Minnesota? Okay, I do. But there are also siskins and bluebirds. Now, if you come up to Hawk Ridge, I highly recommend that you have a pair of binoculars with you. Some of the birds will be just coming right over the tops of the trees, especially if you come here early in the morning between sunrise and 11 a.m. But as it gets windier, like it is right now, the birds will be higher up. And in some cases, I even use my spotting scope to try and see them. So come check out this Minnesota treasure. Hawk Ridge will be open through early November. And even if it's a bad birding day, how can you not love that view?